Hey everybody, here we are on Crack-A-Pack Tuesday, number 106 on the Mana League. I'm John as always, and we've got another pack. I'm recording on the right microphone. We're going to open this, see what's in it, and discuss what we would take pack one, pick one if this was a draft. Up first, we have Sacred Cat, a single white mana for a creature cat. It's a 1/1 with lifelink and embalm for a single white. I don't like it. I don't really ever want to play it, even if I'm in the embalm deck or the zombies deck. This is like a last choice card. It's just not good. 1/1s for one are rarely ever good, even when you give them lifelink and the chance to come back a second time. Speaking of 1/1s for one, Bloodlust Insider. Single red mana for a 1/1. Creature, human, warrior, tap. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. I don't like it. Yes, I've had some trouble with it where somebody has this and, every turn they tap it and give their 2/2 haste and their 3/3 haste and then eventually their 7/7 haste. But it's a card. It's a whole real card in your deck that could have been anything else. Not worth it. And certainly not a first pick anyways. Compelling Argument, 1 and a blue for a sorcery. Target player puts the top 5 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, cycling for a single blue mana. I saw someone get 5 of these in their deck. They went 0-3. It still didn't work out. The mill deck does not exist. Brute Strength, 1 and a red for an instant. Target creature gets +3/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. Very good combat trick in an aggressive deck. It can just blow out an opponent. What they thought was a chump block becomes a huge life swing. Good combat trick. However, it's a combat trick. It's a very late pick. You do this late mid-pack at the earliest. Wander in Death, 2 and a black for a sorcery. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, cycling for 2 generic mana. I believe we just talked about this one last week. It's a card that I've come up on from this effect in general because of the cycling, because of the 2 creatures that you get back. It's got some useful versatility there, and it's something that I would be willing to play, but very late mid-pack. Greater Sandworm, 5 green for a creature worm, 7/7, can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, so it cannot be chump blocked by the chumpiest of chumps, and you can cycle it for 2. As we talked about last week, it's basically 2 mana draw card the vast majority of the time, which isn't great. If you get to the 7/7, it's cool, but it's still, not a big fan of this card. It's very late in the pack is where it should go. Unburden, also very late in the pack, 1 black for a sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards, cycling for 2 generic mana. Mind Rot is always less playable in draft than it is in sealed, and even in sealed, it's just kind of okay. The cycling doesn't make it that much better. I'm out on Unburden. Pouncing Cheetah, 2 and a green for a creature cat, 3/2 flash. This card I thought was going to be very solid, and it turned out to actually be pretty bad. It just never works as well as you want it to. There's a lot of X4s. There's a lot of bounce spells and pump spells and ways for this to just not quite be an ambush viper or anything like that. Very late pick. Doesn't even make the cut all the time. Hooded Brawler makes the cut all of the time. 2 and a green for a creature, Naga Warrior. It's a 3/2. You may exert it as it attacks to give it +2/+2 until end of turn. A 5/4 attacking on turn 4 is pretty good. It's pretty good. I like Hooded Brawler a fair bit. I'd feel very bad if I had to first pick it, but looking at our last common that we're going to get, we're going to keep this in frame for the time being. Please help us on commons and rare. The final common, as I was talking about, was River Serpent. 5 and a blue for a creature serpent, 5/5. It can't attack unless there are 5 or more cards in your graveyard, and you can cycle it for a single blue mana. It's fine. It definitely goes in like the blue-red spells deck or a cycling deck. But boy, you're going to be in those decks and then pick this up. You're not going to pick this up and then say, oh boy, I hope I get the real cards someday. River Serpent, very mid-pack pick. So going into the uncommons, best card in the pack is a Hooded Brawler. Luckily, we got some stuff, it looks like, with a Wayward Servant. White-black for a creature zombie 2/2. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is a bit of a weird format where I'm very strongly considering picking gold cards or simply picking my first pick and ignoring signals because the color distribution's weird. You might notice, if you were keeping track of this, we have 1 white card in this pack so far. If we count this as a white card, it's 2 white cards in the pack. Signals are weird. in this format. The color balance seems weird, and so I would actually be happy first picking this and just forcing black-white zombies and just saying, signals? What signals? Probably not a great strategy, but this format's weird. A similar gold card that I'd consider first picking, and probably is even better than the Wayward Servant, is Merciless Javelineer. 2 black-red for a 4/2 Minotaur Warrior. Pay 2, discard a card, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. We all know that. What many people forget, I've forgotten, my opponents forgot when I played this a couple weeks ago at FNM, that creature also can't block this turn. That's real good, especially in an aggressive black-red deck, where you can just go, oh, I have 3 cards and 6 mana. Counter, 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 can't block, can't block, can't block, team. Merciless Javelineer is very good. I'd strongly consider first picking it, even without my sort of plan of aggressively just take every card and ignore signals in this format. Our final uncommon is a Defiant Greatmaw, 2 and a green for a 4/5 creature hippo. When Defiant Greatmaw enters the battlefield, put 2 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control. Whenever you put a -1/-1 counter on Defiant Greatmaw, remove -1/-1 counter from another target creature you control. Never quite works out the way you want it. It's a fine enough card. In terrible packs, I'd consider first picking it, but I think we've got enough to just take this out of frame for now. Our rare is Mouth to Feed. Mouth is 2 and a green for creating a 3/3 green hippo creature token. Feed is a sorcery with Aftermath. Draw a card for each creature you control with power 3 or greater. I like Mouth to Feed. It's totally fine. A 3/3 for 3 is always fine. And drawing a free card that then allows you to draw hopefully at least one more card, if not many more, in green at that, is pretty darn decent. I would strongly consider first picking Mouth. And in fact, I think Hooded Brawler can go. And we're really looking at these 3 cards here. I do like Mouth quite a bit, but I think Merciless Javelineer is just such a good card that that's going to be my first pick. However, that's one of the closest packs we've seen that hasn't exactly been underpowered. So it's not like we're making a bad choice here, but I think all 3 of those choices would have been potentially correct. Let me know in the comments below what you would have taken. Would you have taken the Javelineer, the Servant, the Mouth to Feed, or something else? As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at the Mana Leak. That's LEEK, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at facebook.com/themanaleak, twitch.tv/themanaleak, and patreon.com/themanaleak, where you can work your way towards earning a playmat like this and various other rewards. As always, click that thumbs up button if you like the content. Click subscribe if you're new and you want to see more. And if you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.